Well, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of
Savor, and Celebrate.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Devin.
Today we're going to be reviewing Organic Uno Dos Tres. Their whole run through today. Well, okay, just the Blanco, Reposado, and the Añejo. They do have a few others that are the Diablico, which is really good, I hear, but I haven't purchased those ones. So we're going to do a drink through today. That's going to be our first drink through. We're going to start with the Blanco, which is, of course, the finest essence of what they have to offer, going up to the Reposado, where they have it rested on American oak barrels for just a few months. And then they go up to the Trace, which is over 3 years. Both using American oak. As I was reading on them, they pride themselves on being 100% organic, following all the rules, so they can get actually certified both in the U.S. and in Europe.
Okay.
So they get to get that certification on there. Their whole idea is being respectful of the earth, basically, but not just respectful of the earth because they're being organic, but they're also in their packaging, in the bottling. They're following everything that they can to make sure that everything is, sustainable. That's their whole idea: is be sustainable, organic, and the truest of the agave that we can get.
Awesome. Let's talk about local, easy to get in Michigan, and I see price point on these is what, about $50 a bottle?
50 to 100, depending on where you're at and which expression that you go with. And they're pretty easy. Pretty easy to get. You can purchase these in Michigan, which is a good thing. You don't have to be, some special place in the country that you can only get this brand, like some of my others. However, I did pick this up locally at our Eastman Party store. These two came from one of my favorite distributors, siptequila.com. So always just a shout out to them because they get me some good deals sometimes. So anyways, this comes from the distillery Tequila Las Americas. And the way that they are made is, of course, I already talked about the organic, but they are locally sourced blue agave. In the Jalisco, we're looking at stainless steel tanks, open air fermentation. They use to distill it both in stainless steel and in copper. They use to crushing it. They use a roller mill, and they distill it twice. When they cook it, they use stone brick ovens. And, of course, on Tequila Matchmaker, they're saying it is 100% organic, no additives, which that's always good. So, what do you say? Let's get into it.
Well, let's take a look at the bottle real quick. I thought it's really cool because when you're looking at the artwork, you get the mask on there from, a Cinco de Mayo parade or, kind of the Spanish side of things. You get the night sky right there as well. So, I mean, it does talk to, about how it's made. And this one actually cracks me up that it is gluten-free, which, I mean, we don't typically see too often. And it's vegetable-based.
Ooh, imagine that.
So, yeah, sorry, I was just kind of intrigued by the artwork of the bottle, so...
As you can see, I've dipped into this one already. These are too fresh that I haven't dipped into yet. I've been dying to taste them, but I had to wait till Sunday because Devin's like, no, you gotta wait.
Well, and if you followed us so far, we appreciate that. Make sure you send us to your others and continue to subscribe. But we did our holiday special of the 2 Irish whiskeys. So, of course, yes, here we are Sunday. We're on to our next. We want to do... also do a merchandise shout out right now. Brand new shirts. Mine is It's Not Hoarding if it's whiskey, and then don't forget Sip, Savor, and Celebrate, our channel. And
mine is Shh, you had me at tequila. Um, so let's get her into the glass. You can see she is just crystal clear. And man, she coats the glass beautifully. Beautifully.
Got just a couple of those tears coming in.
It takes a while before they start coming down. That's how good she coats the glass. Gonna let her open up a few seconds here. Get some of the alcohols burned off.
And these are all straight, like what, 40 proof?
Yes. These ones are they are distilled down to 40 proof. I don't know if they actually have a still strength from this company. I don't think they do. I'd have to go back and look, but.
And I don't believe we've ever talked about the difference between a, like 40% or a still strength. So we actually learned this just recently while traveling. We were at John Watling's distillery in Bahamas when we learned about still strength and the proper way to actually drink those, which, for the record, John Watling's is a rum distillery.
Yep.
And so still strength means it is 100% right out of the still. There's no water or diluted
Yeah, it's
added.
not diluted down to a lower strength. I just recently finally got my hands on the Fortaleza still strength. We'll get into that one someday soon. But I just got that in, which I'm excited about that one. I want to let you know. Okay.
I get a little bit of peppermint.
I get pepper. Definitely the mint. Right up front, the agave, of course. Number one, the agave. God, it smells so good.
I don't often talk about the agave because I guess that is, to me, one thing that is a no-brainer when it comes to tequila is that it comes from the agave plant. So that's often why you don't hear me talk about that, is because that's where my brain processes it.
True, but sometimes when you look at, like, for the Blancos, you want to get that cooked agave, but if you don't, I fear what they put in there to mask it, because then it's just not tequila to me. Man, that smells so good. Cheers. Get the palate used to the 40% first before we get a real taste. Man, that is so good. I'm getting vegetal right off the bat. Almost like grass, mineral. Definitely, I get a good minerality to that.
This one, to me, just plays on the very front of your tongue, at like the initial perceptors of the tongue. It doesn't really have a complete or complex flavor. It just kind of stays at the front. Some of the other ones we tasted, it does play all the way down the palate, where to me this one doesn't.
I don't know. I just love it. It's of course smooth. So you don't need a chaser. And if you're chasing your tequila with lime and salt, your tequila is bad.
True.
This is just so good. I just love it. Sorry. Doesn't take much for me to be happy, but you can tell they put their heart in this one because it's delicious. Very, very delicious.
Although it is very earthy and fresh and, vegetative on the front, I guess that's where it stops for me, But I'm sure as we see going through, we're going to see that flavor develop and really come, full circle because of us going from the Blanco to, the Añejo.
Mm-hmm.
our blue cups are just water. You know, we don't want to ruin any of our flavors as we go with what was left in the previous one. So it's just water.
See, I promised you. It's been killing me because I've had this since like last Friday. I've been wanting to dig into it quicker.
So we're going with a Reposado,
Yep, the Reposado rested.
which is rested from what, 30 days to a year?
It would be yes, yes.
Because a year to 3 years is your añejo, and 3 plus is your extra añejo.
That is correct. That is correct. Okay. Now, first of all, you can see it's got a good straw color to it.
This artwork is cool also. This has got a leopard in it instead
It
of
does,
a mask.
doesn't it?
So, I'm sorry. I keep checking these out because, you know, they are cool. This one looks like it's got more of the sun in it versus the moon. And then you've got that leopard.
It's
Actually,
true.
2 leopards right there in front.
You're absolutely correct. The artwork is... I actually never stopped to look at the artwork, but it is amazing. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous on that. Oh, yeah. Got them there kitties. Got some kitties.
Okay, so this one definitely does have a better smell to it. On the nose.
So, on the nose, I know I skipped to tasting.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
I'm just thirsty. So, first of all, on the nose, I get it softened out. So, like, I get the Blanco,
I agree.
but it's a little softer now. That's different.
On the nose, I wasn't really getting much. That kind of sharp vegetation smell goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it would almost confuse you because it's a slight
Smooths it
alcohol forward on the smell.
See, I don't get the alcohol at all.
Where-
Myself, I don't get
right.
the alcohol at all, but...
Well, and this is why you know we do
Oh,
this.
yeah.
It's because you know my palate is slightly different than yours. But yeah, on this, it's just slight bit alcohol forward to me.
It's very mild, very soft.
Correct.
That's what I get on that. Oh, that is good.
Now this one, I could totally sit back,
That with a cigar.
grab me one of my cigars.
Oh, that could be dangerous. I could go through a bottle of that quick.
That is exactly where I'm at,
I
guys.
could go through the bottle fast. Oh, that's so good.
And this one has quite a few more tears that come down through it.
I probably attribute that to the barrel.
Right.
Oh, now I'm getting excited about the añejo. From 1 year to 3. Y'all, that's amazing.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about $50 here. So not something you can't go out and get. Not
Yeah,
something that, you know, you can enjoy. And when you tell me, but listen, Sip, Savor, and More, we walk in and we grab...
Savor and More.
Sorry, Sip, Savor, and Celebrate.
I was gonna say, I'm like, who you daylighting on me?
We walk in to our local store and they're always pushing an 1800 or a Patron. We get that. That is what
Okay,
one of our
so
reasons.
I did spend a little more on these two. All right, so first of all, the Reposado. So first, this one was $53.99 at the local store. This one was $68 at but siptequila.com, and this one was 78. So not breaking the bank, but it's really good.
So,
Really good.
back
Really
to my
good.
point is, we aren't spending a lot more than what you're spending on that bottle of 1800 or that bottle of Patron. That full-size bottle of Patron is starting at 55.
I'm not a fan of Patron. I'll straight up not a fan.
Well,
Not a
that's
fan.
because it's very alcohol forward, and we're looking for something we can enjoy with, activities or a cigar and something to just kind of chill out with.
Yeah.
So that is why, so far, I'm not mad at these. Um, am I 100% giving them a 100 out the door? No. But I would still rate them very high because they are just that easy to sit here and enjoy.
For sure. 100% for sure. You know what? Let's take a look at that. Because I know I'm going to be rating them a little bit later on Tequila Matchmaker. And I definitely recommend, if you haven't already gone to Tequila Matchmaker, go grab it right away. It's a great tool.
And so this one, I would say it follows the numbers for your tiers to develop. Super thick, very slow to coat the glass. This one you get a few more tiers, and this one is almost as instant as you swirl it. But again, we're talking 1 to 3 years aged.
Well, this is interesting. So I'm looking at tequilamatchmaker.com, and the panel is giving a 85. The community is giving it an 83. This one actually is getting the highest scores out of them. Both the panel and the community is rating the Reposado at 86. The panel gives this an 83, and the community gives it an 84. As I stated, they have two other extra añejos, which I do not have. They are much more pricier, I'll be honest with you, but they come in amazing packages. The Diablico. They have a Diablico, and then they've got a Rojo, a Diablico Rojo. So first, the Diablico is an 89. I want to get this. The Diablico Rojo is a 90. Those ones are a lot more pricier than any of these. But, when we talk about price, you got to keep in mind, before they can even get to this, they had to let that agave grow for a good 6 to 8 years just to get it at the best maturity to where you can change those starches over to sugars and make an amazing product. Then they let it rest. Usually it's about 18 months, or not 18 months, I apologize. They usually rest it for just a little under a year for your Reposado. So now you're adding that on top of how long it took to grow the agave. Then you look at 1 year to 3 years for this, and then for your extra añejo, usually goes 3 year to 5 year, and then I think the Rojo is actually a 10 year. Just sitting around, not making any money for them until it's time to release it. So that time has to relate into dollars some way. So that's why you see a lot of those rising in price.
Well, maybe we can submit that to the financial department and see if we can get them to pay for one of those.
God, I want them so bad.
But on the nose, I'm definitely getting that vanilla. There's a hint of caramel to it
I'm just melting right now.
with I would even say just a little bit of a nutty in there.
Yes, 100% vanilla, caramel. Yeah, I can see the nut. But it's just getting to the point that this is candy. I could just melt into this glass. I love the Reposado, and I would totally sit down with a cigar with the Reposado. But this añejo is perfect for after dinner, a dessert. It is a dessert.
And keep in mind, tequila helps you digest food. So, if you are looking for an excuse to get into a bottle, just tell your wife or your husband, that, hey, I need an aid in digesting tonight. Dinner was a little heavy. So, here we go.
Cheers. I could so melt into this glass. I can't say any better words. It's so good. It is so good, guys. And girls. Sorry. Oh, the nose, the flavor that can go dangerous.
See,
Both
now,
of these two to me can go. This is amazing. I love a good Blanco, and trust me, I'm a Blanco snob. I've got a lot more Blanco than I do Añejos, Reposados. I have very few Reposados, believe it or not. But man, this is so good.
and see, now I'm not exactly happy with it.
Well, you kind of fall in line
This
with everybody.
one,
A lot of people like the
this one
Reposado
seems
more
like the
than
more it's aged, the more it does go along the tongue. As I was talking about with this one, it just seems like it hits the tip. But this one definitely seems like you wash by. But it also says, "Hey, Mr. Bitter, let's have a talk."
You get bitter from this?
And it just sits
All right.
there. And so it's not like it washes by. It just sits there like, "Hey, what are we doing today? Like, how's it going?"
No.
However,
Absolutely.
after it kind of burns off of there, you do get that kind of earthy umami
Wake me up later. I'm just going to continue into this.
flavor that sits there on your tongue.
Are you done yet? No.
Which is wonderful. But yes, palatably, I prefer that Reposado more.
Well, like I said, a lot of the panel and the community is rating their Reposado higher than the other two. But honestly, whenever you get anything above 80, first of all, you're getting great. Do not get anything wrong. All of these, way better than anything you're probably used to. If you've got to use the salt and the lime, your tequila's bad. These are amazing.
And keep in mind, tequila is for sipping. You should treat it just like a bourbon or an upper price whiskey. You aren't shooting those. Or you shouldn't be shooting those.
Please do not waste that money. Oh, God. These are wonderful. I'm sorry. I'm giving them...
The only thing I do agree that's missing is a cigar. And honestly, if I had to pick one right now, it would be an El Caesar.
An El Caesar. Okay.
Which is...
I wouldn't mind a Fat Batty with this.
I think that would be a little too sweet.
You think?
I do. Because
But I love the sweeter ones. I do.
I understand that, but I'm pairing it because I want to bring out those flavors that are cooked into these.
Fine.
Trust me, I love a Sweet Betty, and you know this, because I usually pick up the cigar. So, I usually bring a Fat Betty, but I do have El Caesar in the car, so that is right where I'm
we still
at.
haven't dipped into those Cubans that we got when we were in Bahamas this year. I'm just saying. We gotta
Okay,
get into those.
So stay tuned, because we will pair a cigar. Hopefully, it's getting warmer here in Michigan. We will pair a cigar with these. You might even check me out in about a week. I'll be in Orlando, at home again. So I might even do a quick review of a restaurant with a cigar paired to it. So as we travel, we love to travel together, but every now and again, you will see him or myself separately.
Or I might do a review without him, and he might do a review without me. But it's fine, because everything's okay when you
sip, savor, and
celebrate. Cheers.